So it appears that Citigroup is a bit confused on the wage gap. You just don't know what to think anymore, do you? It's kind of like, here's some data that shows it's not real, and here's some data that is misinterpreted to be the pay gap. Which one is it, Citigroup? Throw us a bone. Could you help us out here and try to help us understand? Now, in case you didn't know, you misogynist woman haters out there, yesterday, the 11th of October, was International Day of the Girl. Don't hold your breath waiting for the International Day of the Boy, because that is probably never going to happen. In conjunction with this brilliant day, Citigroup commits to closing the gender pay gap. In the story, it says if the gender pay gap continues at the current pace, women will have to wait until 22-27 to earn the same as men. Do you see what they're doing, people? Gender pay gap, earn the same as... Do you see how they're doing the magic here? Being paid is not the same as earning. I'm not going to beat the dead horse here. We all know the games that these people play. So earlier this year, January 2019, Citigroup claims it became the first U.S. bank to publish unadjusted or raw global pay gap figures. No, earnings gap figures. I have the story in front of me. I can read. In Bloomberg, Citigroup reveals female employees earn 29% less than men do. Now, I don't know how they figured this out. They probably just did the old trick with the average. Okay, Citigroup has fewer female, executive suite type people. So if you average everything out, women are going to earn less than men because there are more men at the top. Sorry. They're going to work to change that, to recruit more female executives. Great. Works for your company. Go for it. You do what you can. So there's an earnings gap, definitely at Citibank, and they admit this. 29% less earnings. However, as always happens, people, Bloomberg twists the study just a little bit. They say Citigroup offered an uncharacteristically blunt assessment of the pay gap between men and women. No. They said earnings. Bloomberg, not pay. Earnings. Just ask your corporate attorney, even the new ones, the Equal Pay Act, which forbids paying people differently based on their sex or race for the same job, has been illegal since 1963. Before the hamster even arrived on this spinning rock. 56 years, Bloomberg. Is there an earnings gap? Yes, because women choose different professions, they work less, they have babies, and all of these things mixed in together. Yes, there is an earnings gap. Women have all the opportunities that men do, but for the rest of us, we have the same opportunity to be a CEO or whatever. You just got to go and do it. So what really gets in my craw about this, guys, Citi released a propaganda video featuring little girls being told that, you know what, you're going to be paid less than men. It's simply not true. You might earn less, but you're not going to be paid less than men doing the same freaking job. 9, 10-year-old kids, you're going to be paid, you're going to be oppressed, is what this is saying. Bullshit. And why do I refer to this as bullshit? Well, obviously we know it's an earnings gap and not a pay gap. But here is the kicker. Citigroup itself did its own internal survey exactly 1 year before this propaganda Bloomberg bullshit was reported. And what did Citigroup find? They report virtually no gap in gender or racial pay. It's right here in CNN, January 16th, 2018, 1 year to the day that Bloomberg claims Citibank is paying women less. They found 99%, almost parity. If you compare the same job, the same experience, the same position, the same all of that, it's the same as it is by federal freaking law. Google, they got a complaint from a woman. I'm not being paid the same. They found they were paying men less. than women doing the same job. The way this is calculated is utter bullshit. This new study that I just read to you in this new story, I'll put all the links below, raw and unadjusted. In other words, they don't take into account the freaking job. They're comparing the CEO and the COO and the CFO to the bank teller. That's what they're doing. And then they put out this video, just absolute propaganda. I'll put the links below. You got to see this. I mean, we all know this is crap. But this mythology, this fantasy refuses to die. And now we have predictions. It's going to be hundreds of years before. My God. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.